to start putting up the tongue and groove boards on the ceiling. I've gotten all the insulation up that I can get up. I have R30 throughout the entire ceiling and R45 in about half of it. There are some areas where there's too much of a dip and not enough of a pocket for another layer of R15 beyond the R30. So I'm leaving it as it is. I'm fairly happy with it. I might be able to add some more insulation as I go along, putting up the tongue and groove. If there's any pockets, I can just stuff some more insulation between the board and the insulation that's there. But let's go ahead and move on to the tongue and groove. So as you guys saw at the beginning of the video, we've unloaded and brought in the tongue and groove into the house here. It's been in here a couple days, acclimating to the temperatures and the environment in here. And I just finished going through and sorting them by good boards and bad boards. So these are 12-foot boards with an 11-inch face to them, tongue and groove. And I bought just over 600 square feet of it. I think it's like 680 square feet, something like that, plus 10% extra to allow for bad areas of boards. But after I went through and sorted them between good boards and bad boards, there's already 5 boards, 6 boards that I'm going to be exchanging, going back to Tennessee Lumber, exchanging them for different boards because they're bad enough to where I can't even use 50% of the board itself. So there are a few boards that have a weird kind of a scuff, like a black mark on the surface of it, the face surface of it. So I'm going to go ahead and start taking a sander and see if I can remove some of that black scuffing. And if I can't with the sander, then those are going to be exchanged as well. So I'm going to start with that, and then tomorrow I'll go and exchange for the correct boards, and then I'm going to start sanding the face of all of the boards, all 600 plus square feet of it, and then we're going to start applying some stain, and then it's time to put it up. That's the plan. Well, that is good news. Just doing a light sanding took me about, I don't know, a minute. It got rid of all those scuff marks, and it makes actually a really nice shade, a little bit less yellow than what it originally was. So I'm going to continue doing this, and then tomorrow I'll go and return or exchange those 6 boards that I just can't use. There's a couple more boards with pretty bad scuff marks. I'll start with those because those may need to be exchanged as well, but I'm going to continue sanding, and then we get to start the staining process. I think I'm going to turn off the air conditioning so that it's not cycling all of this dust that I'm creating. There's just no need. It's not that hot in here right now, and that'll help keep the filter from getting super clogged. All right, that's about how long it takes per board. I forgot on the other board to get the reveal of the groove and the tongue side to make sure it's all the same color. I also want to thank the viewer who sent us these sanding discs. We put these on our Amazon wish list like 3 years ago, and one of you were very kind and got us that gift. So I want to thank you for that. And I'm just using, let's see, what grit am I using here? I don't know what grit this is. I think this is like a 600 grit, just very smooth surface, not rough at all. Anyway, let's continue on. Got lots more to do. I have 66 boards to do. 60 boards, because 6 are going back. Sanding is complete. Took 2 full days. And here I thought it was about a minute per board. Nah, a little bit longer. So I have them sorted in 3 different piles. I have pile number 1 over here, and then pile number 2 in the back over there. Those are really good boards. And then this pile here in the center, there's areas that I can't use that are gonna have to be cut off. So these will be the ones that I cut and make shorter pieces, of course, and then I'll try to use as much as of the 12-foot piece, 12-foot length of the 12-foot boards that are here in the back to make it go quickly and smoothly. So now what I need to do is stain. Katie picked a stain color. We have the stain, have a bunch of rags. So I'm going to take the first of the boards that have some issues to them. I'm going to flip it over and stain the backside first, just to kind of get a feel of how it's going to go. So let's get to staining. I didn't sand the backside of this, so the stain color is going to be a little bit different. But again, this is just for practicing before I stain the front-facing side of the board. All right, we're going with a special walnut stain, oil-based stain. I'm hoping there's not too many, or it doesn't stink too much, so I don't have to open the door and put a fan in because it's quite cold outside. So it says to do not shake or thin the stain, but you want to mix it. Oh, this is gonna get messy. Oh, this is gonna get messy. All right, here we go. We've got several rags ready to go. All right, where's the bad part? The bad part's right here, so I'm gonna start there. Getting the grooves, make sure I get the tongue over here. Oh, that's gonna be pretty. Oh boy, this is gonna get so messy so fast. Now, how do I do? I'm gonna wipe it down. Thankfully, there's not going to be a groove on the side that we're going to be putting for the face. But there is a little groove on the tongue. I just called Katie in to have her take a look at the board before I continue with the rest of them, just to make sure. All right, well, Katie has arrived. And survey says, so look how dark it is compared to the board that we did.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Laying down it's not as, but this one's fully dried as a couple days, right?
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful.
I mean, I do too. Do you think it's too dark? Because that's just a single layer. That's all I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. But that's what I got from doing just one swipe from the rag. Mm. And this is the backside. Yeah. Which I didn't sand.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, that could be part of it. But doesn't it look like it's?
But you didn't sand this, did you? Or
yes,
did you?
I did.
Oh, you did.
I did. Uh-huh.
No, I mean, I think it's gorgeous. I think it's really pretty.
Okay.
It's darker than what we thought, but I'm not mad at it.
Okay. Having an entire ceiling of this is okay with this floor?
I'm okay with it.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I think it's really pretty. It brings out all the wood grain.
What was do you remember, because we got special walnut, what was this really dark one?
The really dark one,
which we're gonna do,
that was chestnut.
That was the beam? We're going to do with the beam?
Yes.
Okay.
And that'll kind of bring out more of the darker pieces, I think. Yeah, I mean, it definitely brings out the warm tones in this. Yeah. And it doesn't match completely. I don't know. I think it's pretty.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to do the actual face side, and we'll see if there's
any difference with
any difference, because there's a little bit of yellow tint to the side that I didn't sand. Mm. It makes it a lot more white when I sand it.
Oh, okay.
So we'll do that again. Then
maybe it'll be lighter then.
Yeah.
And more like this.
Yeah.
But I do think this is really pretty.
Okay. I mean, it looks really dark with the camera. It's not quite as dark on the camera as it is here, but.
I mean, it's darker than this.
Yes, it's darker than that. Yes.
But it also brings out a lot more of the grain, which I think is what makes it so pretty. Because this one didn't have any knots or a lot of graining in it. This little sample.
Let's flip it over, and I guess I'll start. Yeah.
Oh shoot.
What?
Oh, what is that?
This is my markings showing that I need to not use this piece. Actually, it goes all the way up here. Yikes. just taking them off.
Why can't you use it?
Because it's cracked, and I don't know what's going to happen over time, like how much of that crack is going to get worse. It just soaks it right in. I don't know if a rag is the best way of doing this.
It's already lighter than the other side. I like it better than the natural.
Yeah, I mean, it is really nice looking. I really like it.
I like the color of it. I think it's pretty, and I think it'll look good with the couch too.
I wonder if there's a better application than a rag.
Some people paint it on and then wipe it with a rag or like a roller brush. I've seen a couple different ways. That's definitely dark.
The instruction says to wipe it on and then leave it for 5 to 15 minutes and then wipe it off.
Yeah.
That'd be really dark.
I don't know if it would or not. Like, cause I think it's just soaking it into the, making sure it soaks all into the wood.
Thanks. I'll try cutting that piece off. Well,
I mean, I think it's beautiful. I like the color.
I mean, I like the color too. I think it looks really nice.
I mean, it looks a lot closer, doesn't it?
If you're good with it, I'm good with it.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful.
Okay.
I'm fine with it.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah. I think it's really pretty. I like all of the variation in it. I think that's what I like the most.
Yeah.
Is that it's kind of like the floors, and that's what I liked about the floors, is it had so many different colors in it. Because then I can choose so many things, and it's going to be very neutral. So I like it.
Okay. Well, I have 65 more of these to go. That's it.
Done.
Last one. Woo. And we still have 20% of the dye left over for our stain. So are we going to use the same color for the entryway? Or you don't know? No?